probably is too. And then I got.
I like that I can just show up in a hoodie and some jeans and just be
You
like, "Hey, how y'all doing?"
right?
I am a guy from a place.
Yeah.
Charm City Bipper, Quis The Vndl. Marquis is the name my mama gave me. And I am grateful to be sitting here with Maiya Weston and Deidre Fortune,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
two realtors in my city,
Yes.
the place I'm from. And I want to talk about that part. I want to talk about purpose. I want to talk about intentionality.
Mm-hmm.
We could speak on the purpose of why you decide to be realtors in this space. So introduce yourselves. I spoke for you. Apologize.
Hey everybody, what's going on? I am Maya. I am the designing agent on Instagram.
Mm,
I am a realtor here in Baltimore City, the city that is changing, the city that is evolving.
mm,
Um, I have been here pretty much my entire life, so for me to now be able to sell the city that I was raised in, truly means a lot to me. So, mhm.
no.
So, yeah, how I kind of became a realtor, it kind of started at an early age, with my mom. Of course, we were renting, like any traditional family, but I just kind of seen what she went through, and I kind of knew like it was something up to this. Like it was a little different for me, so I kind of took an interest in like the housing at a really really early age, like
Mm,
in '08 when the housing market crashed, like I really paid attention to it, but I was still in middle school. So I'm like, what
mm,
middle school was really paying attention to the housing market. But
Mm-hmm.
I kind of got into it through my initial love, which was interior design. So that's where the designing part comes from with the designing agent. So after a while I kind of found like that was more of a hobby to me and not necessarily passion anymore.
mm.
I got tired of it. So during the course of that, I actually fell into, real estate by doing interior design. So you kind of learn and you'll find something else while in something else.
So you're saying that motion creates more motion,
Yes,
which would be momentum. So you started doing
absolutely.
one thing and ended up in a space you had no idea you'd be in, but you just kept thanking God along the way till you got it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
I just be seeing stuff.
And now I'm here. And this is my fifth year.
So I want to bring up prophetic movement society, PN
Yes.
society, because Maya gave me that, along with many other things that enhance my knowledge. The reason I want to bring them up is because there was a recent segment where he spoke on callings are not
Calling.
comfortable.
Calling over comfort.
Calling over comfort.
Yes.
It's not comfortable to stay in the city where you see the headlines that you see.
Mm-hmm.
And to tell people the value of the homes within the city
Mm-hmm.
that and because you're doing the research,
Mm-hmm.
you're doing the groundwork,
Mm-hmm.
you walking through Fells Point through the day and seeing them pay, like people paying
Mm-hmm.
500,000 for some of these spots, half a
Absolutely.
million plus. And then you're hearing on the headlines, 15-year-old murdered, and that's all the city is, and the
Mm-hmm.
crime is just so egregious. But it's like, no, y'all out here getting money on the low.
It's a negative
Yeah.
connotation with it.
Oh, it's
Like,
heavy.
really bad.
Mm,
Really bad. But guess what? So many people spend so much money here.
a lot of
A
money.
lot of money
It's
here.
a construction project going on,
Right, right,
right? I mean, even just to fix a street is a
Dustin?
project that money had to be involved, and money don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
And they like to make us believe that money is only in certain spaces. They only allow us to play with money in certain spaces.
Mm,
That's how monopoly works. You
definitely
make
how
people think
Monopoly works.
you make people think money is only in certain spots, but there's money in this that we're
Mm-hmm.
doing. There's money just constantly moving, but
Everything.
when
Yeah.
you want to hoard the money, right? I
Mm-hmm.
want money for me,
I'm
right?
stingy.
What I'm saying? What is your why, D? What is your why?
Well, first of all, I just learned a lot about you, Maya.
Ooh, look at that! Look at that! Now you
Like I
know.
love that. But my why, I was working in the pandemic at electronics company. This company allow us to like listen to YouTube and just podcast the entire time.
Okay.
Now what I listen to like a lot of financial stuff. So I heard about real estate and I was just like, wait a minute. Like as you keep hearing about it, it's like, oh, this is something we can do. That was never a thing like, hey, become a real estate agent,
Mhm.
become a media person, become these things. In high school, you all
It
the
was clear
jobs
cut.
are like,
Yeah.
hey, you either going to do this, 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 or this, and it wasn't like that open. My aunt actually is a contractor.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
I went into a house of hers in like the Pimlico area. It's like one of those almost $600,000 homes,
Them big
and it's like
houses.
off the skirts of like Park Heights. So it's just like, okay, you riding through this, and then skirt, you right here, and I'm like, oh wow. So that opened my eyes, and it was just studs, just framing, basement caving in, and stuff like that.
Mm.
And then maybe 6 months, 8 months later, it was completely renovated, and I came in there, and I was like,
Mhm.
I
Mind
couldn't
blown.
even understand what you were telling me this was going to be.
Big
Like,
facts.
I don't understand. Um, I guess also a thing of me getting into real estate was like literally gentrification itself. It's like I could see on a block I was in Greenmount Avenue when I lived there, everybody there was black.
Mhm.
Everybody was black. But then a year later, maybe one white person. And then
Mm.
2 years later, maybe like four. And then you
Mhm.
got another ethnicity, and then the
Yes.
next thing you know, they knocked on our door. Hey, can we change your numbers to the from the marble to this sleek thing? Hey, we're going to plant trees on this block. What do you think about this? So we're looking like,
Hmm.
oh, we can all do this. Like we can all together put our money and just do it. We just ask our
So
neighbors.
economics is a thing.
Group
Group
So
economics.
community
economics.
is important.
Community is like all you we could all take like a whole block. If it's like 20 of us, just
Yes.
put some money
Oh
together and
yeah.
just
Easily.
change it.
Absolutely.
Easily. Just change the whole narrative
We can do
with
that.
the actions we decide to do within that community.
We can do that.
So this is grounded in my healing process. I
Mhm.
had a lot of traumas I dealt with, and I also showed her family trauma.
Mm,
So like I come from a big family. There's a lot of different things that we've gone through, um, physically, spiritually, financially.
mhm,
My grandmother lived on uh what is that? Madison and Chester Street. So right down the street from Northeast Market.
Mhm.
If you're from Baltimore, you're familiar with that. You know how much
mhm.
that has shifted.
Yes.
Her
Yeah.
house was not a thought in anybody's mind. It was just a space you walked past to go to Johns Hopkins if you were a nurse, or a
Mm.
space you stayed at to be loved on
Mm.
and smoke a plug and drink a
Yeah.
40. Like it was what it was in that moment. And I'm grateful for that space. That space was selling for 260 when they finished the renovations with
Mm,
Mhm.
parking pads in the back and
Mm.
like just immaculate. I know you could do that with that block.
Right.
And that block was changed quickly,
Mhm.
swiftly. So that gave me the interest in real estate. I haven't dipped my foot in,
Not
but
quite yet. You on your way though.
definitely it's coming.
You on
Yo,
your way.
oh,
but
believe it.
with all that knowledge, look, you got it.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
$1 billion bipper.
So not even what.
Billion
Billion-dollar
dollar
bipper.
Bipper.
Oh,
Oh,
snap right here in this
look,
moment.
yeah,
$1 billion
yeah,
bipper.
yeah.
Get
Look,
to it.
Yes.
But I was so irritated by it. I just didn't have a response to it.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of us are irritated by seeing that.
Mhm.
I see dudes jogging through this neighborhood.
Mhm.
I see people
mm,
from like different parts of the country coming to go to school and living in the neighborhood and don't want to connect with the community. I see
Mhm.
teaching
mhm,
initiatives that got nothing to do with the kids or the city, but
Mhm.
it got something to do with the organization that they're trying to stand on.
Oh yeah.
And it's
mhm.
grounded in I want to help the kids, but you don't want to know the people who made the kids. So
Sure.
what do that look like?
Mm. Tell them.
So what I say
Tell them.
is I'm grateful to be able to start conversations. I'm grateful to be able to make people more aware.
Yep.
What are some things that people should think about when they're about to purchase a home?
Mm. You got your basic steps. As far as, of course, credit is the king.
Well, no, let me start with this. What should people not be coming to these beautiful sisters with? Because we don't need nobody calling these sisters talking about y'all take food stamps in Section 8. I mean, I'm playing. But we don't need no goofy questions. Like Brandon
Nah.
Scott said, I'm not here for the stupid questions tonight. We need to
Coming from
talk
our
about.
man.
Look,
Yeah,
this is
yes.
breakdowns in our community. Is
Correct.
Yeah.
the part they didn't put in that clip.
Mhm,
Correct.
mhm.
I'm not here for the stupid questions. This is a breakdown in our community.
Mhm.
So if all you heard
I
was I'm not
love
here for
that
the
clip.
stupid questions, you my problem.
You my
It was the
problem.
sentence immediately after that.
Absolutely. And they
Mhm.
clipped it out
Mhm.
intentionally
Mhm.
because that's what it is. Is kids out here at 10 o'clock at night. I'm not out on Latrobe at 10 o'clock at night. I'm 26 and I fear God. I'm gonna stay myself in the house. Get in the house, y'all.
It's bad. It's
Ooh,
bad. But as far as
I'm
everybody
taking the
gonna
plates. I'm fine.
It's okay.
I
No.
everybody gonna come with their own stuff, but you gotta think. We can't move how we've always moved. And the one thing I like to tell people and to kind of get people, because you got to shift their mind first before you can do anything else. So you got to think, the only way that these people are going to give you this money is how you are presented on paper. If they're not meeting you, they're going to see how you are on paper.
Perceptions.
Perception is everything. So,
Image is king.
so if, you're not meeting certain qualifications, like, your money ain't right, credit not so good, but you asking me to give you $200,000 to $300,000.
What that look like?
What that
You
look
talking
like?
about 650 with some delinquencies? And so I said,
Repossessions.
go talk to some people that know about credit. Do the groundwork. Do the due diligence. She told me do the due diligence. Do some background knowledge. YouTube is a major space for
YouTube
information.
University is amazing.
I learned that you don't have to carry a balance. Stop allowing people to believe that you're supposed to carry a balance on your credit cards. Pay them off in full as best you can. Get multiple cards as quickly as possible and let those cards sit, but use them for basic things that you'd be paying for anyway. These are just basics of building credit. A lot of these people,
the money that you already
the
have.
money you already have. Your credit card is truly a debit card. Do not carry the debit card because there's no way to get the money back when they run your debit card up. Because they can use your debit card like a credit card today because nobody's asking for ID anymore. So
That's
keep
true.
that credit card on you.
That's true.
Use that credit card, pay it off, get the apps. You got an iPhone. Make your life simple, baby.
Make it easy.
Make it easy on you.
Your first step really, it's free, and especially you can get one, I think, weekly or monthly for free now on annual credit report. Look at your credit report. Sometimes it's stuff on there that you had no idea was on there. It could literally not be true. Your name could be misspelled wrong. That is not you. That's not you.
And that's small.
Yeah, like
That's
me and my dad have almost the same name. We're off by one letter.
Oh yeah.
So like once I became like 19, I had to look at certain stuff and say, "Hey, this isn't me." Just disputed it off. It was as simple as that.
Now, how did you know to do that?
I was on YouTube, to be honest. I was just thinking about like how do I even get my credit report? I think I was going to get a car.
Okay.
And they were telling me it was something on there, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So then I Googled how to see what's on your credit report. YouTube. And then I got the free one. You can print it out, but I mean, you can download the whole PDF. It might be like 20 pages of the whole report, depending on what everything you got on there. I got student loans on there, so it's like pretty long. But I looked on there and just saw the names they have me under as well, and it was just right there. And I was like, well, that's not me. That's not my social. Just get it off. But it was so simple, actually.
It took for you to go through that experience to learn.
Yeah.
In order what to do.
But you can do it without the experience.
That's true.
Just go in there and do it.
But life is gonna be our best teacher.
And I want people to have a balance. So there's some times where some people have to touch the stove. There's a generation of folk. I believe I'm part of the touch the stove generation. We was outside, freak parties, a lot of debauchery. But you could clean that up and have another side to your life, and we can gift the next generation with the opportunity to not have to do that. So I know at the foundation, my kid, we ain't even gonna have no stove to touch. There's gonna be some safety joints in the kitchen.
Exactly.
You know, so it's these different things that I'm gaining knowledge of to pass on to the people I love.
Absolutely.
So as far as credit is your adult report card. Like, that's the best way I can put it. It's your adult report card.
It is.
Because everything you want to do. And I laugh because loans, I call them, what do I call them? It's a credit builder, but I used to call them like ways to, I call credit cards fast food loans. So it's like a fast food loan. if I'm at the store and I pay with the credit card, that's a fast food loan. That's my quick money loan. Let me pay my fast food loan off quick because that's the most detrimental to my health. So they like fast food. That's the most detrimental to my health. If I don't go jog this off,
That's a good
or
analogy.
It's the highest interest too.
highest
You ain't
interest.
lying.
But loans is like you. It's I never want to think of a loan as my money.
Yeah.
But some people do. And it's easy to do it when it's under your bank account and it's under your name and you see and you owe that, but I don't really owe that because it's distance. Don't ever believe there's no distance. It's right. Hold it close to your heart because when you want to apply for that house, when you want to apply for that car, when you want to get jobs with the government, sometimes they want to check for your credit. So
Oh yeah,
that is
even now,
crazy,
like even
actually.
certain jobs, checking your credit. Good.
and that's a part of anti-blackness, but I'm
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
yeah, you don't got no business checking on my
Trying to
like,
get some money to get my credit together.
right.
Don't judge me
This
for
is
coming in
this
here.
is where we at, but life be lifing. Sometimes it get trifling, but we keep a smile and we keep on lifing.
I love
Yeah.
it. I
So,
love it.
so
Yes.
I like I said, I'm just thinking about ways for people to get into real estate at a basic level. That be the credit, and speaking with a real estate agent, going to
Absolutely.
a seminar, following these two women so that you can get conscious of what events are going on in the community.
Oh yeah, we
and-
were literally just speaking about that.
yeah,
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
it's a CIAA weekend, so a lot of money is about to be brought into the city.
lot of
Yes.
A lot of people are looking at
The
Baltimore
fact that
right
it's
now.
even here,
Right.
is like crazy.
A lot of
Yeah.
people are gonna be looking here.
Look,
so
we got Top Golf in
we-
Baltimore
right here,
now.
the
Wait, it's
stadium.
across.
Orioles.
Yeah, we
We got it's a lot. So
Sound like it's a great space to bip.
It is. It is though. It is though.
Like, great place to be. When we allow it to be, I say that things can't be beautiful till you let them be.
correct.
Like you
Absolutely.
can put everything on it. You can say, "Oh, I'm this, I'm that," but until you officially own it,
Yeah.
and so it's like I'm not waiting for nobody to tell me my city lit. I'm not waiting until they buy all of it up and I can't get
This
a
definitely
property
the tale
for
of
them to
two
tell me.
cities.
Facts.
It is.
Facts.
Oh my god.
Every
Like
day of the week.
you can get got, and you can also depending on how you look at that perspective, you can get got in a bad way, you can get got in a good way. It's like
Real
you can
talk.
be in parts of the city where you don't even feel like you're here. You might feel like you're in New York. You are by the water. You can walk to the market. You can go get some sushi. You can have a picnic. We have so many places down here that's like just untouched with crime. It's weird that everyone thinks the entire city
It's on fire. At
is
all
on
times.
fire at all
times.
times. It's actually crazy. And it's like once you actually get here and look at different neighborhoods and like try to understand it better.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you living in the neighborhood and owning, that's first of all, because
Yes.
property taxes.
Yes.
Property taxes themselves, working and actually owning, some type of taxes have to come into the neighborhood to even fund the school that's in that neighborhood, to
Speak
fund
on
everything
it.
that's in that neighborhood so that you can get some type of resources. It might be trash out here simply because they don't have enough dumpsters, not enough this. We have to like pay property taxes, work.
Yes.
A regular job, I don't care what job.
Pay some taxes,
Documentation.
baby.
Documentation.
Yes.
We have to pay some type of taxes to pour that back into our community.
It has to be shown. It has to be shown.
have
I'm
to do
sorry.
that.
I
Yes.
cannot accept your mattress money as a down payment.
Yes.
And there's so many of us that have some mattress money.
I did.
A lot
I
of
bought
us.
mine, but I did it the right way. I put it in the bank. I let it sit. So
Yeah.
how you get it is how you get it.
And the problem that we run into, like we said, is a lack of knowledge. There is no wealth to be built with ignorance.
Correct.
You can get money ignorantly, but to keep the money, you're going to have some knowledge.
Correct.
Because as soon as I sit down at the table with the bank, they can put terms on their policies that got my money running here, there, and everywhere. And when I come to take out 10 bands, they ain't got it for me.
No.
That's not to say don't trust the bank. That's to say find a bank that doesn't play with your money.
Correct.
In that way. Find a bank that's going to give you the best. So it's like, don't run away from the whole process because you are limited in your knowledge, and your only knowledge and reference is the problematic parts. I knew real estate agents coming up, right? But it was a lot of, I'm doing this to hustle. And a lot of people putting people in bad positions. They didn't have a strong why.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't a good intention behind it. And just because that was a thing doesn't mean we have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. The messenger is not responsible for the idea.
Ooh.
The messenger brings ego, right? People may love this podcast, right? They'll say, oh, Marquis is such a great guy. A guy from a place is to say that a guy from a place is capable of doing anything. He's capable of doing bad, good, whatever. There's things that I've heard from people that we don't want to hear from anymore, but it was value in the idea. That person's life is no longer valuable to everybody, but it should have never had the value that it had. We creating people, like, why are we idolizing to that degree?
Yeah.
That's the thing. False idol.
All of it.
False idol.
All of
We are
it.
people.
Be just people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We're conduits. That's what one of my brothers tells me. We're conduits. We're able to transfer good energy,
Absolutely.
but we're also able to bring up that bad. So it's like honor the shadow with the light, but know the purpose of the shadow.
I respect it.
You gotta
I
have
respect it.
that Batman energy. You know, that's my favorite
Honor
comic.
the shadow with
The
the
light.
light.
Honor
Yeah.
the shadow with the light.
That's like
I
you
ain't take
can't have
anything.
you
I
can't
took
have the
that.
good without the bad.
Can't have the good without the
You
bad.
can't have the good without the bad.
I wouldn't love Baltimore as much as I love it if I didn't know about the bad.
Correct.
If I ain't know about the lead in the water, the paint chips on the wall, the landlord who ain't coming to fix that sink.
Listen.
If I ain't know about
Listen.
like we cousins sharing the bunk bed, like I ain't know about them days where we
Can't
got
appreciate.
look, we got the Kool-Aid jams and the potato bread. Now I'm eating brioche. Like I ain't
There
trying to
we
be
go.
bougie. I ain't
Little
trying to be
avocado
bougie.
now.
Avocado. I didn't learn about some herbs. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
I'm slightly vegan. I can't
Yeah, like,
claim
yeah.
that. I'm out here doing things that I had no conception of, but I was open to it. I was willing to learn. I was willing to say this ain't the only way. So I'm wishing that for you. That's why I do this, so that people can know it's another way. You can be pretty and do real estate. You know, you can be intelligent and pretty. Like your why. A lot of people share that why, but instead of like I'm gonna go do real estate, some try to go do something nefarious.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna go get this bag anywhere I can. Like, nah, brother, you kill somebody for that. Blood on that money.
I seen something earlier where people was just like, I don't really do it for the hustle, like the money, that's gonna come. What truly we are put on this earth to serve. We are created in the image of somebody else.
Spoke on that.
So,
Ooh, yeah.
so me doing real estate, me being able to help the people in my community, help the individuals who I seen growing up, that's what moves me. Like I have taken faith out steps out on faith, and I have been successful because I'm doing this out of purpose. I'm not doing this out of greed or whatever. So I'm gonna keep moving, and as long as people find me, I will do what I need to do for them.
Pull the next person up.
Yeah.
When we pull the next generation up, we can sit back and be grateful and conscious of like, oh, they got it. Because I got people who pour into me and like, oh, Marquis can handle that because he been doing his raps. he been in the gym. But it's like, unless that's why I was teaching too.
Yeah.
So to explain that in the space, so everybody get a little sense.
When we started.
I left the space because I recognize that this is not possible if I'm at that job right now.
Correct.
I literally made like 4 moves today that shift my tomorrow in a way that I would have never thought of because of the fact that I'm not there.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm thinking about going to Philly this week just cause I got homies and like I missed emotion and I say these different things about myself so that I can begin to live them. Because the words we speak over ourselves are the words that we live. Like when you watching these real estate videos, you said that's possible. And here you are living within the thing that you spoke on.
Yes.
The power of the tongue is like, I'm just constantly evaluating what I believe about myself because others will believe what they're going to believe. People are going to put their own spin on something, but they don't know about something they're not living. I make this joke all the time. If you want to know how to lose weight, ask anybody. But a lot of them haven't lost weight.
Oh yeah, people can tell you all day long.
Yeah.
You want to know
Where
how
your
to buy a
results-
house.
What's the stat?
Right.
Look, you want to know how to buy a house. Ask anybody. Everybody ain't sold one.
Everybody ain't bought
Everybody
one.
bought one.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't went through the process.
Everybody don't even have a parent who did it.
Exactly.
False prophet can be as simple as somebody speaking on something they don't know about. I can't tell you how to buy a house. So I brought 2 individuals onto my podcast who can. And when
Yes.
this ends, you go talk to them. That's my. It's like I could tell you off my limited perspective. But
Mm-hmm.
lean out into our own understanding. It don't just mean lean on God. It means lean on the individuals around you who know as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
community.
That is community
Yeah.
Leaning
too.
on God is opening up to the people around you.
Correct.
Because I could have easily closed my. This is just a thing I do in my bedroom, and I talk about the things I
Yeah.
like to talk about. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful for y'all sharing y'all experiences because I had similar ones. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was at a tech job, and I was like, this just ain't it. So I was YouTube
Mm-hmm.
University. I bought premium. I looked through.
What
Look,
premium?
I was following
Oh,
all of
okay.
them. I followed the what do they call them? The wholesalers.
Yep.
I was a
Yes.
wholesaler for 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
I didn't actually get it. I didn't do it. That's why I said I was for 2 seconds. Because when you don't do it, I'm just looking. Oh yeah, that's great content. And that's all it was. Great
That's it.
content I wasn't
Yeah.
acting on.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at possibly buying and holding. And I was looking at rental property. So I studied all of it for the fun of it because I just enjoy getting knowledge.
But now
Mhm.
you know.
Now I
About
know.
it.
And it's all to your benefit. You won't lose anything gaining knowledge.
It's all coming. It's all
Indeed.
coming.
Look, real estate is a retirement plan.
Oh,
At the end of the day,
yes.
as much it could be
Yes,
way more
yes,
than
you
what
know.
your retirement account could be.
Yeah.
And
And look, I laugh at it because some people get intimidated. Like it's hard. What isn't?
right.
I made one of my videos, choose
Your
your
struggle.
hard.
Yes,
Pick
pick
your
your
struggle.
struggle.
Being broke is hard.
Oh
Trying
yeah,
to figure out how you finna retire is hard.
that
It's
is hard.
confusing, bro. Don't do that to yourself.
That is
You say,
hard.
"Oh, be working out so hard and getting up them stairs when the house is on fire. It's hard too. When you ain't been working
Absolutely.
out, getting out the house.
Yeah.
When you ain't been working, like
I can't.
I'm
with
telling
you.
you, baby.
Seriously
I'm
though.
telling you, don't play yourself.
Yeah.
Recognize that like the thing that seems hard in the moment is the easiest thing to do
Mhm.
because you can do it.
It's like just the steps. I think a lot of times when we think about stuff, it might be like 20 steps to get to that thing. And we're thinking about step 20 all the time. We're
Mm,
never talking about like, all right, let's do step 1. Okay, this is accomplished. Pat yourself on the back. Step 2.
yes.
Step
Mhm.
3. By the time you at step 14, you can't go back. But you
Yes.
trying to
Thank you
skip
for-
all the steps, and
You trying to
that's
skip the
the problem.
process.
And that's where
Yes.
anxiety comes in. That's where you start psyching yourself out, and you let yourself know, I can't do this. Like, is this going to take too much? Like, no, what time period are you putting on yourself? What is time anyway?
Yes.
Where are you getting this? I need to do this in 2 years. I need to do this in such and such years.
Let me tell
Where
you
is
this.
that coming from?
That's how I'm gonna do it when
Stress.
you're ready.
I couldn't do half of the things I'm physically able to do when I was at my most fit in high school.
Mhm.
I used to hoop. I
Mhm.
wasn't great. I could hoop. I was tall. So
Wasn't
get on that
great.
court, boy. But I'm way more athletic, way healthier than I was at that point. To get to this point, I was at the lowest. I was at a low point, and I was like, I just can't do this no more. This ain't making sense. So I'm gonna have to just try something new. So the something new brought me to a point where I'm just like, I'm in a space where I'm like, 30 gonna be amazing. But that's my projection. That's my projection. That's the energy I'm putting out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I say that also to bring up the game plan. A brother named Ron the Dawn.
Ron the Dawn.
Yes, he
Ron
put
the
together
Dawn.
a book called The Game Plan.
The game plan.
Yes. So he was able to come to my school and speak to my students. This book means a lot to me because it puts a lot of the concepts that I spoke on.
Mhm.
And I was just floating around talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I was talking about the SWOT analysis and didn't know I was. I was talking about goal setting, journaling, reflection. And he
Mhm.
literally put it in a workbook.
Okay.
So SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Yes.
What are your strengths?
I like that.
Know your strengths.
Yeah.
Know yourself is principles everybody talk about.
Mhm.
Knowledge of self. So it's like strengths. Okay, these are my strengths. This is what I can work toward. These are my weaknesses.
Mhm.
I'm not that great at waking up early. So don't lean into being an early morning riser because the next man is.
Come
Lean into waking up at the time that you wake up at and
Mhm.
get busy at that time.
Mhm.
Opportunities and threats. That's why I'm not at that job right now. Because opportunities that are opening, there were major threats. There were times where students were doing things I was uncomfortable with, and I may have overreacted to it.
Ooh.
So that's a major threat to my future career in any space. Because if
Absolutely.
I get fired from a teaching job because I j-
Jacked up a
jack
kid.
one of them kids up, put him on a locker. You remind me of my childhood bully. Don't talk to him like that. He's just talking about frogs. So if I did that, right, it'd be a whole nother story. We wouldn't be doing this right here.
Yeah.
Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats.
I like that.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs is so special because there's certain levels that we live by.
Mhm.
So I think the bottom rung is survival. So
Okay.
it's like physiological needs, shelter, food, basic
Mhm.
shit that you shouldn't be bragging about.
Yeah.
Like, I got water today. Okay. Then you move up the ladder and it becomes like a little more like emotional needs. Like, am I loved? Am I cared for? You go a little further, I believe it's like belonging. You can be loved, you can know you're cared for, but do you belong to something?
Yeah.
You go a little higher, it starts to get towards to like fulfillments.
Mhm.
So it was like what fulfills you.
Mhm.
And I love all of these wrongs, right? Because I'm like, I'm fulfilled by doing the work that I do, my yoga practice,
Mhm.
helping people, serving. I belong to God. I belong to a family that means something to me. It don't matter what it mean to you.
Mhm.
I'm physiologically
Mhm.
met, but the top of it is self-actualization. Most people don't make it to self-actualization because a lot of the things they're doing are based on others. So
Mhm.
self-actualization is like, okay, I'm doing this because me. I'm fulfilled solely by what I am. I'm actualized. I'm that person. I'm him.
I
So
am
it's
him.
like, and everybody can be him. Shout out to Larry Jr. That's a hard song. But it's like, just thinking about those different building blocks and those different ways that life allows us to be the person that we were sent to be. We just gotta get out our own way. It is
Gotta get
it's
out of
not
our
so
own
deep. You
way.
are your demon.
Yeah.
You are your people like I'm fighting demons. It's just it's reflections
you.
of you, bro.
It's that other voice you
Hey.
got. Yeah, that's you.
Just talk to him like, yo, chill. We going to yoga today. We gonna go do some yoga. We gonna go buy a shorty something for no reason. We gonna just say hi to people when we see them in the street and smile more.
That really does work.
It
Do
do.
it. Do it.
Women
Oh
love
my.
to get random gifts, brother. Telling
No, but really just tell like you having a bad day and you literally just tell yourself, I'm not having a bad day. I'm having a bad moment.
Nah, he said it.
I'm about to get up, get your ass up. I literally it's something in my head. I don't know who it is. It might be
Psyche.
some ancestor. I don't know. It'd be like, get your ass up.
fucking around.
Stop, what are you
Come on.
up? Come on.
Come on, fam.
Are you really feeling this way?
You know you got that. That's yours.
Yeah,
For real, homie.
yeah. You gotta tell yourself that. You really just
That's
Life and death
that's
and the power of the
self-talk.
tongue.
yeah.
Power of the tongue.
Mhm.
Look, we live in our prayers. We live in the words we put out
Mhm.
previously. What's the time? I don't want to take too much of y'all. These are busy individuals right here. We won't just be, you know what I'm saying? We won't just be wasting people's time. Where we at? Where we at?
Oh, the cards out. They look
I know.
Let's talk about the cards.
interesting.
So I do this thing with these cards because I randomly pluck them. It's something new that I'm trying.
Okay.
Pick a card that you want. We'll all look at them because
Okay.
they may be an example of what this podcast has been for us.
Read it.
Read it.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Maya.
Okay. Mine says playful.
Okay.
I go about life playfully and take things lightly. I can turn any hard day or heavy burden into a fun adventure. Why spend time upset when there is so much fun to be had? That's me.
Yeah, I like that. I love it. Love it.
That's me.
What you
That
got?
was you the other day.
What?
I
Shawty
love
went to
it.
Jamaica or Bahamas. I'm stepping. Thinking thing.
This one says play. I'm completely engaged in what I do in
Mm.
the here and now. I call it play instead of work. I'm deeply fulfilled by all that I do.
That sounds just like
That's
you.
beautiful.
That sounds
And it's
just
funny because
like
it's like-
you.
I'm gonna read this last one and I'm gonna give y'all the thing that I laugh at with all of this.
Okay.
Mirror.
Okay.
In order to change my life outside, I need to change inside.
Mm.
Once I am open to this change, my exterior reality will begin to mirror those new shifts.
Ooh.
That's literally our conversation.
Uh-huh.
That's literally all
All
of
it
us.
is.
And what's the
That
last
is
one?
so weird.
But that's why I said let it speak to you, let it speak through you.
That's a lot
Put
for
that
me.
intention out.
Tune in.
Ah,
Tune
I'm
in.
taking a picture. That's hard.
Today, before doing what I normally do, I will take a moment to slow down and place my hands at my heart. Take a few deep breaths. I will ask myself what I truly want, and I will honor however I am feeling.
Thank you, God.
Yes,
Yes.
I like
Is
that.
there anything else y'all want to mention? I be running my mouth. I was called loquacious on my exit meeting.
No, you good.
No, I appreciate you. I appreciate you
Mm.
giving us the opportunity, this platform here to spread knowledge, build community. And,
Yes.
we all try to make a difference here. Listen, we black, y'all.
Look, we making a difference.
We
out
black,
here.
we black,
making a
black,
difference.
making a
It's
difference.
Black History Month.
Yeah, look, it's
Black
Black History Month, y'all.
On stand, I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm
blackity,
black.
black,
What?
black, y'all. What?
Let's get it.
I'm crying.
CB4, watch that.
I'm weak.
Watch that. Watch that black movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Watch a black
yeah.
movie today, right now, after this. Look, I'm a guy from a place. Charm City Bipper, Quis The Vndl. Marquis is the name my mama gave me. One day made better, many days made greater. I'm uplifting you to be in a world that cares. If I keep it to myself, I think that's unfair. The joy I've been given is best when shared.
Aww.
Visionaries never die. Legends survive through the seeds we sow daily.
Yes.
We get better with time. Stand on something. Love on somebody.
Yes.
Thank you to my awesome guest. And
Thank ya.
thank you for watching this.
Thank you
Thank
for having
you.
us.
Namaste. Namaste. These are cards. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Do not play with it.
Go get busy. Go get something. Go give something. Yes.